All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel, Shelly's Millions. In today's video, we finally have an update, an official update, kind of, on whether we're getting a gas rebate or a gas refund here in the state of California. I'm going to cover who qualifies for the gas rebate, how much the gas rebate is, and when to expect that gas rebate. Again, this is generally specific to the state of California, but if you're not from California, pop in and I will be happy to kind of look into what your state is doing to relieve the pressure of these extremely high gas prices. I also talk about unemployment, so feel free to ask me questions surrounding your unemployment benefits. Oh, hi, little Rambo, and hi, Bonnie. Hi, Mel. Mel, have you got your free stock yet? I saw that you used my webull link, which is in the description down below, but I do think you have to deposit at least $1 to get your free stocks. I'm pretty sure that was you that used my link a couple of weeks back, but I think you have to deposit $1. You can withdraw that dollar as soon as your free stocks are deposited in your account. But when you use my webull link and you get your free stocks, you do have to make an initial deposit, but just deposit your money and then totally do a refund. Francis, thank you. Okay, let me get to Gina's question because she popped on before I actually went live because I was late again today. Okay, so Gina says, hi, Shelly. EDD called me to ask if I quit during COVID to see my eligibility for the money I took. Please tell me what I can do. So they're asking you the reason why you quit your job. Most people did quit because of COVID, or they were laid off, or they had to stay home to care for a loved one or a child because your child's school was closed. So be as honest as possible. It was supposed to be related to the COVID-19 pandemic, right? So a lot of the EDD is going to be asking for proof of work, this kind of thing for a long, long time. They're still sorting all of that out. And it's possible that even though you're not receiving benefits anymore, that the EDD could still contact you for a phone interview to clear up some of those eligibility questions, especially if you received conditional payments, meaning like they gave you one payment and they had questions, but they knew it was going to take a long time to get around to doing the interview. So they released payments to you. They kind of front loaded them. They chose to trust us as Californians first so that we would have the money that we needed to survive and then go back and ask the questions later. So in a lot of cases, that's what is happening. So if you quit your job, it's going to be a little bit trickier than if you were laid off or furloughed. You need to let them know why you quit your job. And it was supposed to be through no fault of your own. So, for example, and these reasons are different during the pandemic than they generally are. For example, if one of your loved ones came down with the virus and you needed to stay home to take care of them, during the pandemic, that would have been an acceptable reason. But in general, right now, it wouldn't be. Did you quit because your workplace was not following COVID safety protocols? That would also be a legitimate reason why you quit your job. And then, of course, if your child's school was closed and you needed to stay home to care for your child, that would also be a valid reason, only during the COVID times. So if it was because you needed to stay home to watch your child, things that can help support your case are letters from the school saying that the school was closed, that kind of thing. Hi, Mel. Good morning. Good morning, little Rambo. Good morning, Francis. This dress, okay, didn't button it all the way, right? Okay, hold on. Let's see if I can stand up a little bit. This is one of those $20, and it's gapping right here. But this is one of those, so I need like a belt that covers that gap. But this is one of those $20 Amazon dresses that you quite never know. I feel very circusy in it. And it has pockets. Pockets. Very important to dress, especially if you're me, especially, whatever. We all need pockets. Anyway, $20, Amazon. I got to remember when I wear something cute from Amazon that's only in the $20 price range, but I need to get you guys like links for it and have that ready for like in my Amazon store. The arms fit good. They're not too tight. And it's got like a little bow detail. I never know how to tie these though. They never seem to like stay. Okay. Anyway, but thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. And thank you, little Rambo. Shelly's Millions is awesome. We are going to get into those gas rebate and refund information, guys, pretty quick. So stick around. The new job's going good. It's still challenging, but every day we get a little bit closer and closer to getting me familiar with the programs. So I'm learning a lot still. I'm definitely like no expert there. The restaurant element to the job makes it a lot different, but it's fun. Gas is getting ridiculous, so we're for sure going to talk about that. If you guys have been watching my channel a lot, you guys know that I drive a Prius C, so it is a hybrid, and I recently paid $50 to fill my tank, which is crazy. It's just crazy. Pre-pandemic, I could fill up my tank for about $20. This time, because I did make a video before on how much it cost to fill up my tank, and it cost $40 the last time I filled up my tank when gas prices were about $6, but now they're up to about $6.25. When I filled up my gas tank when prices were $6, I had 2 bars left, which is where I normally fill up my gas tank. I don't normally let it get empty, but this time I waited until the bell dang. Is that a word? Until the bell was dinging? Dang. Anyway, you guys know what I mean. I waited till it was on 1 bar, the bar was flashing and the little noise was going off, and $50 to fill up my gas tank, and that got me about 8.08 gallons. All right, I'm losing some of you. So in Texas, gas is $4.29 at Murphy's, with Walmart a 10% discount. That's not too bad. Here in California, well, I mean, it is bad in comparison to the prices that we were previously paying. But here in California, we're at about $6.25, and that's if you pay with cash. If you pay with a credit card, gas is going to be at least 10 cents more. So if you're paying with credit card, gas is running between $6.35 a gallon and $6.39 a gallon. I want to remind everybody that here in Los Angeles County, California, where I'm from, if you want to take public transport, they have the LIFE program, which stands for Low Income Fare is Easy, and that will get you 3 months free public transportation. Because I'm really lucky. I live right between 2 Expo line stops that are less than a mile from where I live, so I can kind of pick which way I want to walk. Taking the Expo, even when it's not free, if you like want to go to the beach to beat the heat on the summer, totally cheaper than dealing with finding parking and driving around and stressing about a parking space. Just load your stuff up on the Expo line, and you can Expo right down to Santa Monica Beach. Right now, 3 months free Expo rides through the LIFE program here in the state of California and Los Angeles. Corporate greed on the gas prices. Yep. What a doll's life. Oh, thank you. I gotta wear some green some more. Also, like I did my hair and slapped on some makeup. I woke up early and I had time to do that. All right, let's get into the details of the gas tax rebate and refund. Josie's checking in and wants to say hello and happy Sunday. Yeah, hello and happy Sunday to all of you guys as well. All right, let me pull up the page because there is lots of information now. I want to say that this is not a done deal yet. It still has to pass more legislation. That's going to be happening this coming week. But the details are finalized, and I feel like this is going to pass. It has not officially passed yet, though. Okay, it's in the Los Angeles Times article. And gas rebate. I'm typing it into Google before I share the page with you. The headline. Ooh, we got to do this headline. Let me start sharing the page. Let me get on the right page. What is going on here, guys? All right. Thank you, Josie. Some days it's hard. I totally missed doing YouTube last week and I was exhausted. I'm still putting in really long hours and it's my choice to put in the long hours. My job's not forcing me. I just want to make that clear. Um, but it means I'm trying to put in the work now to make things be like smooth sailing soon. But there's just a lot of things coming up. For example, where I work now is in Los Angeles City and Los Angeles County in the state of California. So in Los Angeles City, not the county, just the city, our minimum wage price is going up to $16.04. Please don't ask me about why it's 4 cents, 1604, and that's up from $15 minimum wage price. So that is kind of crazy. All right, guys, here is that headline. This is from the Los Angeles Times, and that headline says deal reached on plan for more than $9 billion in gas refunds to California drivers. And Yadi Yadi is saying, I used to fill my tank with 20. Now with 20, it only gives me 3 bars. Sad and mad every time I go to the gas station. For sure. Wait, what, Mel? Gas is $7? I had to take a moment and take a deep breath on that because that's just ridiculous. I had seen articles saying that it's starting to get up to 7. The last time, and I'm about to need to fill up my tank again. I think I am down to 2 or 3 bars. Let me know, you guys, if you want me to make a video the next time I'm at the pump. Let me know how empty you want me to let my tank get. Do you want me to let it get like to where the bell's going off before I fill it up? Or do you want me to fill it up at the 2 bars, which is where I normally fill it up, or like maybe a combination of both? I always pay cash. I go to Arco and this is how cheap I am, or frugal, as we like to call it in the finance community. I am so frugal that I don't want to pay the extra fee to pay that extra 10 cents or whatever. It doesn't matter if they give us a rebate, gas will still go up. It might be $9 before Christmas. So usually, Mel, the highest prices for gas in California are in the summer. I don't know why this is, but we have to use a special summer blend of gas, like something about, I don't know. But in summer, they change the blend of the gas that we put in our cars. I'm guessing that's because of the heat. Yadi Yadi says in San Jose, it's $6.50 or more, and you can't find anything less. Also, guys, I always go to Arco. Arcos and Valero seems to be the cheapest. Michael says, to my understanding, the gas tax refund is going to be based off your income, not as it was before, like if you owned a vehicle. Right. Yes. Okay. This seems like a good segue in, except for Sonia is giving me a heart attack. $7 to $8.79. All right, guys. Maybe I need to link like a gas can in my link. Downtown, girl. So I'm working downtown. I always fill up. I live closer to Culver City. So that's where my Arco is. Okay, let's look at this article here. Let me make sure I'm still sharing. This again is from the LA Times. Deal reached on plan for more than $9 billion in gas. In gas refunds to California drivers. Let me try and give credit to whoever wrote this article. This is by Taryn Luna. Terra, this is interesting. That's an interesting name because there's a cryptocurrency called Terra Luna. I'm sure she gets this joke all the time. This article is from June 24th, 2022, and it was updated at 6:28 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So just a little over a day ago that these updates happened. The picture that they have, okay, PCH, that's Pacific Coast Highway, which is right by the beach. Gas is always going to be a lot cheaper there. Also, guys, I use the regular gas, the number 87, I think it is. I think it's 87, is $6.99 at this gas station. the 89 gas would be 709, and V Power gasoline, I don't even know what that is, 719. That's probably number 91, which like a lot of luxury cars need the higher gas grade. I also don't know why that is. If you can just use the 699 gas, just use the 69 gas. That's what I have always done. But read your owner's manual, right? High desert is always a little the high desert is always a little bit under the hill. Okay. Oh, Mel, we're getting there. Thinking of the days when premium gas was 39 cents a gallon. So when I first started driving, there were occasions where you could find it for under $1. Okay, here we go, Mel. What happened in the new Cali stimulus package? So I don't think we're doing a stimulus package. I think what they're doing is this plan that they've reached for the $9 billion in gas refunds to California drivers. So here's all the details. Governor Gavin, actually, okay, I'm going to do a full video where I will read more of this, but we're going to kind of skim it. Okay, so the most you could get would be $1,050. It is going to be income based, like Michael suggested. So the plan would provide larger refunds to houses that earn less money and include an additional payment for dependents, according to the documents outlining the proposal. So again, proposal, that means it's not finalized yet, but this is the closest we've got, I believe. Okay, now, Newsom originally hoped to get the money in our pockets this summer, but that's not going to happen. And so now they're saying we'll probably not start going out until October, and that's if it's approved in the legislature next week. Okay, so their plan to issue this, it's part of a larger state budget agreement. Okay, blah, blah, blah. I'm skipping some of this in this article. Okay, defraying rising gas prices has been at the crux of the debate between Newsom and lawmakers over how to spend the state's surplus tax revenue, last projected to reach $97 billion through next summer. The sides disagreed for months over who should receive refunds and how much they should get. And yes, Michael also alluded to this. Originally, Newsom wanted to tie the refunds to people who owned vehicles. The Department of Motor Vehicles agreed with the legislative plan to work with the Franchise Tax Board to send direct deposits and debit cards to taxpayers. But the Senate and the Assembly compromised on their call to exclude wealthy. So both sides are compromising a little bit. And they settled on an income cap of $250,000 for individual taxpayers and $500,000 for joint filers. So that's more than double the limit in their original proposal. So if you're single, you can make up to $250,000 and still qualify for the gas rebate. If you are married, you can make up to $500,000 if you file jointly and still get something. They are going to do it on a sliding scale based on 3 income levels. Okay, so here are those income levels. And the sliding scale is designed to help those who need it the most. I'm going to take a sip of coffee. You guys know when I take a drink of coffee, that means please take a moment and like this video. An individual who earns up to $75,000 a year would receive a $350 refund. That would double for joint filers earning as much as $150,000. Households receive an additional $350 if they claimed any dependents, for a maximum refund of $1,050. Now, the $1,050 would be if you filed jointly. If you are single and you have multiple dependents, you would get $700. So, and it's not going to be per dependent, it would be dependent. So if you claimed any dependents, it gets you an extra $350. Okay. The next income level, single filers who earn up to $125,000 would get $250. So if you made between $75,001 and $125,000, if you're single, you get $250. Households filing jointly can make up to $250,000. They would get $500. And if they have qualifying dependents, again, no matter how many dependents, it would be one extra payment of $250. So if you make up to $250,000 filing jointly, and you have dependents, you would get $750. Again, if you're single, you make up to $125,000 between $75,000 and $1, all the way up to $125,000. You get $250 for yourself if you filed your taxes, and if you have dependents, it would be an extra $250. So that would be $500 total. I can do this on the whiteboard in a second too. Then you can make all the way up to $250,000. And if you made, as a single filer, individuals who make up to $250,000, you would get a $200 rebate. If you filed jointly, you can make up to $500,000. That would get you up to $400. And people in this income bracket would get an extra $200 for dependents. And again, that's not each dependent, that's all of the dependents together. And they are voting on this and a series of other bills next week. Let's see here. Under the new agreement, money for refunds would increase by $1.5 billion above the legislature's initial plan. And however, the governor originally wanted $11 billion to give rebates to drivers, and now we're looking at a total of $9 billion. So that's $1.5 billion more than the legislator's plan, but $2 billion more than the governor's. $2 billion less than the governor's original plan. And again, a lot of different ideas were kind of passed around, some that would cost less. Some wanted to direct more state funding to infrastructure projects and improvements in their districts. But scrolled too far. The efforts to lessen the sting of gasoline prices also lands in the middle of an election year and at a time when inflation and interest rates are on the rise, elevating concerns about a recession. And yep, this is closer to what you guys are telling me. Californians paid an average of $6.34 for a gallon of regular unleaded gas as of Friday. And guys, what day was Friday? Was Friday the 24th when this article came out? Yes, it was. Also, I've heard that gas prices go up on weekends. I haven't studied that long and hard, but if you can avoid buying your gas on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, I have heard that is a better time to buy it. To avoid buying gas. Okay, and then the state average dropped slightly from a record high last week, but it remains $1.42 above the national average. Okay, then the deal on refunds comes after Biden asked Congress to approve a gas tax holiday through September, suspending the federal gas tax in an effort to bring down gas prices by 18 cents a gallon across the nation. He called on states to similarly suspend fuel taxes to further reduce prices. So if you guys are not new to the channel, you've seen me do the breakdown on whether it's better to have a gas tax holiday or whether it's better to just get a refund all at once. And in my opinion, the refund is better. Then to top this off, we've got California state gas taxes, and then there's also federal gas taxes. And 18 cents a gallon, guys, is not going to add up to that much of a discount. So that's where we are. They're going to push this through to try and get it approved next week. So next week we'll know. And let's just let me draw this. Let me go back to being, let me make myself big. I'm going to stop sharing for a minute, and I'll just put these, I'll just not be able to erase anything on my whiteboard. What is going on here? So we've still got like an old example up. Because also starting July 1st, and they haven't changed this, our gas tax here in the state of California is going up by 2.9 cents, so almost 3 cents a gallon. And there is not talk right now that I am aware of suspending that going up. Okay, so give me 1 second. I'm going to write down the who, what, when, where, and why of who's getting this gas rebate or refund and when. So when they said October. October would be when we're getting that gas rebate or refund. First of all, that is a long time away, and unfortunately, gas prices could potentially go up between now and October. How much? Okay, if you're single, all of these numbers are up to $75,000. That equals $350 that you're getting. If you had a dependent, that would be another, or multiple dependents, doesn't matter how many, that would get you $700. I feel like this isn't showing up very well. What's going on with my lighting? Okay, married will get you another $350, and you filed jointly, so that would be $1,050. Guys, please remind me to change out my pen next time before I do this. Okay. The next income bracket to determine how much you're going to get on this gas rebate and refund. If you're single and you make between $75,001 and $125,000, and this should be your net income on your 2021 taxes. So you do need to have filed your taxes. Make sure that all your information is correct on your taxes. If you haven't filed yet, I would recommend going ahead and filing. So single filers who made between $75,001 and $125,000, you're going to get $250. Let's do the math this way because I'm running out of space. If you have dependents, no matter how many dependents you have, that would be an additional $250. So that would be $500. It still didn't work out quite how I wanted it. If you are married and you filed jointly, you can't read that. Hold on. Sorry. That would get you an additional. So this is single. This is plus dependents, gets you to $500. And then if you're married filing jointly, that would give you another $250, and that would equal $750. Let's go on to the back here. Let's try and use the black pen again. Then what was that income limit again? I think it was $250,000, or is it $200,000? No, $250,000. You can make all the way up to $250,000 and still get something. So if you make between, nope, that's not working at all, $125,001 all the way up to $250,000, you're still getting something back. If you're single, that's going to be $200 plus dependents. Sorry. That'd be another 200. That'd get you up to 400. And then if you're married, filing jointly, that's going to get you, what is wrong with my spelling, guys? Married, that's going to get you another 200 for a total of 600. So as long as you make under $250,000, you're going to get something back from California's gas tax rebate or refund program. So I haven't heard anything about an actual stimulus, but again, this is going to be tied into how you filed your taxes in the year of 2021. So that's the details on that. And I think I will do a full video on this. It's just going to say the same thing. So for those of you who have tuned into this, you don't need to watch that again, although I would love if you did. Bonnie's remembering of the days when premium gas was 39 cents a gallon. I read that one. The high desert is always more expensive. I wonder if it's like transportation fees to get the gas out there. Like, I wonder if there's just like Los Angeles. I don't understand how gas gets into the pump, guys. I'm going to be real. I see trucks blocking off the pumps sometimes. So maybe it's just like it takes the truck longer to commute to the high desert. I don't know. On that, I don't know. Going based off someone's income. Wow. Yeah. But I mean, there was the possibility where they didn't even want people, like, honestly, guys, if a single person is making $250,000, that's a lot of money for one person. It really is. Unless you've got like a lot of dependents, and then maybe not. And then I don't know anybody. Okay, this is kind of a lie. I do know some people. They're more of acquaintances. But I met them in the Graham Stephan mentorship. And though they're acquaintances that I sort of can consider good friends, like the people that I see on a day-to-day basis, that I interact with, that I go to dinner with, that live near me, no one's making $250,000 a year. They're just not, especially after taxes and all of that. Like, that seems like just like a crazy, crazy amount of money to me. I'm not sure if somebody that makes $250,000 a year currently, do they need that $200? I don't know. But yes, so they're going off of people's income. So they're trying to make it a little bit more fair, where people at lower income levels get more than people at higher income levels. Okay, why do they always approve things faster for other countries than for American citizens? I'm not sure what's getting approved faster. What does that mean? Own. So people who have car notes. No. Did I misspeak? No. Not at all. This would be to people who filed their taxes. Anyone who filed taxes, regardless of if you have a car or not, would qualify for the gas refund or rebate. So it's going to be based on your income level when you filed your 2021 taxes. Okay. What a Doll's Life said, gas prices have nothing to do with the war. They're gouging the public. They sure are gouging the public. What happened to the 400? Right. So it's not 400 for anyone anymore. This must have been one of the compromises, because there were some people in the legislature that only wanted to give people 200. So now they're kind of doing it tiered based on your income level, where people at lower income levels are getting more than people at those upper income levels. And guys, as much as like $250,000 a year seems like a crazy ton of money to me, you guys know that I'm a big fan of Graham Stephan's channel, his finance channel. I also watch Meet Kevin's channel. Now, Meet Kevin, he shares his income. He makes more than $250,000 a year. Now, this is interesting. I'm not sure if he and his wife file jointly, but it would be possible, right? Here's the interesting thing. It would be possible. Let's say that I'm married and I don't file jointly. And let's say that I make like $1 million, but my spouse files taxes and they drive for Uber and they only made, I don't know, $35,000. Even though I'm a millionaire, my spouse would, if we filed separately, would qualify. And I'm not a millionaire, guys. I'm just saying, if that's the hope, Shelly's millions, but we're not there yet. The stock market's not cooperating. And now they're saying housing prices might crash too. And of course, a lot of my equity is in my house, but whatever, because I'm not planning on selling my house anyway. So, but it's possible that if, and I also don't have a spouse, but like if I was a millionaire and if my spouse filed separately and they made under $75,000, they would qualify for the $350 gas tax refund or rebate. So they're doing it based on tax filing status for the year of 2021. And you do get extra money if you have dependents, but it's just going to be one amount. And guys, I just have to be clear that they're still voting on this. It's not necessarily final yet. It's going into Congress next week. Yes, gas goes up every Friday. Yeah, weekends are worse for gas prices. What a Doll's Life said, I lived through the gas rationing in the 1970s. Gas was cheap, but you could only buy it on odd, even days. How is now so different? I don't know. All right, Mel says, even if Biden does that, it's only temporary. Blame the last administration. A lot of people are saying that. And the gas tax holiday, guys. So they're talking about 18 cents a gallon. That's not going to help much. We've been through this before, but I was only looking at the state tax savings. So let me get my handy dandy whiteboard and my calculator. So this last time it cost $50 to fill up my Prius and it got me about 8 gallons. So 8 times 0.18 cents. Well, it's not 0.18 cents, but just 18 cents. 8 times 0.18 equals $1.44. Oh my goodness. Why do I keep trying? $1.44. My pen's not working. It's pooping out again. Okay, so $1.44. So my gas was $50 minus $1.44. So let's even call it $2 minus $2, $48 to fill up a little tiny Prius C. I mean, honestly, like it's, I don't know, 18 cents isn't going to do much for very many people. But it's looking like they're going to pass that gas rebate and refund. So hopefully that will help us out. And yeah, even if they give us a gas tax holiday, that would be nationwide though. That would be at the federal level. So no matter where you live, that would save you $18 per gallon. Okay. Miss Joy. Hi. Jumped on late, so you have to rewatch. But so far, this sounds like the rebate is going to be income-based if it passes. Yes, that is correct. So again, if you make up to $75,000, it's $350. If you have dependents at that income level, that would be an extra $350, not per dependent. That's for all your dependents total. And then if you filed married filing jointly, that would be another $350 for a total of $1,050. If you make up to $125,000, so between $75,001 and $125,000, that would be $250 if you filed single. That would be an extra $250 if you have dependents, no matter how many dependents you have, that would be another $250. And then if you're married filing jointly, that would be $250. Then all the way up to $250,000 of income. So if you made between $125,000 and $1 and $250,000, that would be $200 for you. $200 additional if you have dependents, and additional $200 if you're married filing jointly. And if you made more than $250,000 a year in 2021 when you filed your taxes, then no gas rebate or refund for you. Okay, Sylvia says, drive the speed limit, don't use AC, and plan your trips. Be proactive in your life. Those are actually all good tips. Except for I'm real guilty of using my AC. And there are studies about like whether you're driving on the freeway, if it's better to have the window down or the AC on, and something about the drag on your windows being open. I feel like they say if you're on the freeway, it's better to use the AC. Look, if you can afford it, be comfortable in your car. Also, like if you're driving to work, you don't necessarily want to like go in all sweaty. So you might need to make sure that your air conditioning's on. But yeah, that does take a drag on the amount of gas you're using. And yeah, plan your trips. So basically you don't want to, this is a really good tip from Sylvia on this. Try not to go to the gas station and then come home, then go to the grocery store later, then come home, then go pick up your kids from school and then come home. You want to get gas, go pick up your kids from school, then go get groceries, then go to Target, then go get your, like, run all your errands at once instead of like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Also, let's just go over a couple of ways, other ideas that I have. One, if you're in Los Angeles County right now, they have the LIFE program, the Low Income Fare is Easy program. I think I'm going to put that up on screen for a second because I'm really excited by that program. That gives you free rides on the Metro and Expo line for 90 days. And what else do I want to say about this? Let me share my screen. They're allowing you to self-certify on your income levels. Now, will they check this? I don't know. I would be prepared for them to check it. So don't tell tall tales. But yeah, 90 days of free Metro or Expo rides here in Los Angeles, California. So just a really good program to check that out at metro.net if you're interested in taking public transportation, which is a great option for a lot of people. Another thing you can do, can you walk? I have a pretty walkable neighborhood, even though it's not the best neighborhood. I have 2 grocery stores next to me. They're not big chains, but they're not like local mom and pop shops either. But the grocery stores where I live, they're a little bit like, since they are a little bit more local, I think their prices are cheaper. So can you take a lovely reusable shopping bag? Ooh, and guys, you guys know I like pickles. I got a reusable shopping bag from Trader Joe's the other day. Now I do not live close to Trader Joe's, but I love pickles. Take a couple reusable shopping bags. I recommend limiting yourself to 2 reusable shopping bags that you're going to take with you if you walk to the grocery store, because you don't want to be carrying too much back. If you forget to bring a reusable grocery bag, you don't want you don't want the bags that they give you from the store to rip on your walk home. But like for me, 2 reusable grocery bags, 1 for each arm, is enough for me to be able to manageably carry. So if you can walk to like a grocery store or to do some of your errands, do that. Maybe instead of driving to the gym, maybe this summer you want to just walk around your neighborhood, see if there's a grocery store walking distance, get your exercise outdoors that way. Also, a lot of areas are becoming really bike friendly. So if you have a bike, get on your bike and ride your bike. That might make going to the grocery store a little bit further away doable without actually driving. In that case, because I also have a bike that I've ridden, it's been a little while, but I would take a backpack because a backpack's just going to be easier to manage. And you're not going to be able to carry very many groceries home in a backpack, but like it could get you a couple meals. And then like it's kind of nice to just get out, enjoy the sunshine, ride your bike. I need to actually do more of that. Mel wants to know for the gas, rebate. Hold on, let me see. Oh, shoot. I stopped sharing. Mel wants to know what if you make less than $75,000. If you make less than $75,000, the most money that you're going to get from this gas tax rebate or refund here in the state of California is going to be $350. So that's the most you would get back if you're single. If you're single and you made under $75,000 on your taxes that you filed in 2021, that would be the amount that you get back. So yeah, $350 if you file jointly, and if you have dependents, the most you would get back would be $1,050. So it would be $350 for you as a single filer, plus $350 if you have dependents. So that gets you to $700. Then, which by the way, if you have dependents, that works out better than Newsom's plan to tie it into people with registered vehicles. Well, if you only had one vehicle. Anyway, so $700 if you have dependents. And then if you're married and filed jointly, that would be $1,050 for people who made up under $75,000 and up to $75,000. Okay. Porky. The real reason the rebate will be given in October is to buy your vote in November. It is always about retaining power and not so much about residents. I hate to say it, but yeah, they are more likely to give something to the public when there are elections coming up. I absolutely believe that. They're even saying that that's what the Golden State stimulus was about. They're saying that we got that $600 Golden State stimulus here in California because of the recall election. They're saying that if Gavin Newsom was not up to be recalled, that he would not have spent the money that way. And I don't know. I'm not a politician, but there's probably some truth to that. Are they trying to be like, oh, look what we did for you, so vote for us again? Probably. Okay. Miss Joy. Okay, so the income bracket is higher than I thought. Yeah, it's a lot higher. It's going all the way up to $250,000. Hello, Scotty. It's always good to see you in here. Mel, it's hot in Cali. You need to use the AC. Yeah, a lot of times you do. But if you're driving at night, maybe you don't. Oh, also maybe try driving at night. Instead of during the day. I don't know. I always feel like if your car is hot, I don't know. This is probably like, I don't know if there's science behind this. But like in the past when I've driven to like Las Vegas or something, especially when my car was getting older, my last one, because I took my car to Vegas when it had almost 300,000 miles on it, my old car. My new car has over 100, well, it's not new, but like I have over $100,000 on my 2013. Not dollars. I have over 100,000 miles on my 2013 Prius C that just cost me $50 to fill up. But I like to try and do long drives at night. I feel like it's less strain on the engine of the car. But again, I have not checked the science on that. Also, could be worse if you break down on a long trip like that. Sylvia. I'm an old Italian on the East Coast. It takes a lot for me to put on the AC. I love that. That's the cutest statement ever. And thank you for sharing that information. What if you just moved out of Cali? Do you still get the gas rebate? That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that. And again, it hasn't fully passed. I am going to guess that you do need to be a current resident, but I don't know since they're going off the 2021 tax rebates. Hi, Andrew. Your registration is due in a week. You should pay it on time so I get this mythical rebate. So the rebates are not going to be tied into your car's registration anymore. What they seem to be looking at now is based on your income tax filing. So you need to have filed your taxes in order to be eligible for this refund. But Andrew, you know what I'm going to say. Please go ahead and pay your registration. Get online, go do that right now. Well, right after you finish watching this video by Shelly's Millions. But yeah, don't put that off. Get that taken care of. And then that way, mostly because I don't want you to pay any late fees on filing your registration. Okay, Prince Ali, hello. I wish I paid my car registration on time, but I didn't. Now there will be a late fee, and now I bet I won't get this rebate, even if I paid late. How many miles on your car? 160. So, no, right now, my 2013 Prius C has like 105,000 miles, maybe 107,000 miles on it. I did drive it for a year for Uber. Driving Uber puts miles on your car really quickly. So I think I bought my car in September of 2013. I bought it on Friday, September 13th in 2013. So of course my car's name is Jason. And in 2014, I don't remember what month. I didn't drive for Uber for very long because like my car was brand new and people were like putting their feet on the seats and stuff and like trying to cram 5 people in, and people were always drunk and no one threw up in my car, but I was always worried that they would. And like it just added a lot of miles to the car. So I was always like getting maintenance. I was spending extra money like washing the car so that it would look nice when I picked people up. And now it has about 105,000 miles on it. So, 2020, I didn't really drive at all. I don't think most of us did. And my job's still pretty close to my work. My old job was even closer to work. So I don't put a whole lot of miles on my car. The most I kind of put is like if I'm driving my mom back and forth to her doctor's appointment. Okay, Social Justice Warrior says, I prefer the income tax way so that more people get it. Yeah, and that's another thing. They were saying that if they tied the rebates and refunds into people who had registered vehicles, that it disproportionately affects low-income individuals who may not have cars at all. So this will put more money in people's pockets that presumably need it the most. So you don't have to have a car anymore in order to qualify for this money. You do need to have filed your taxes. Now, here's the stinky part so far. And I'm not sure if there will be a way for non-filers to try and claim this. My mom never got a Golden State stimulus. I'm going to get this confused. There were also supposed to be Golden State grants for low-income individuals. My mom did not get that either. My mom gets like a pension from the VA, and then she gets, hers is weird because she used to get disability and then they switched it. I think she gets regular SSI now, but like she's had her income, right? Government programs like don't communicate very well with each other. So she's had her income like messed up and like counted incorrectly by the government so many times. I just don't think she wants to mess around with it. Even though my mom has a registered car, because she doesn't file her taxes because she doesn't make enough. Like the only income she has is her VA pension and her SSI. Mom, if you're watching and I got it wrong, correct me. But she won't get anything, which is frustrating because certainly people that make such a small amount of money that they don't even need to file taxes, those are people that really need the money. And my mom is in that situation and she's not going to see any of it. And so that makes me really sad because I love my mom. I want her to have everything in the world that she deserves. And certainly, if she's not even making enough to file taxes and then now she doesn't get this, it kind of sucks. Okay, Sonia says, you had a Prius and you had it for 8 years, 275,000 miles, and it never breaks down. That is awesome. How many years old is my car now? I think mine's 2013. So in 2020, it was 7. 2021, 8. In September 2022, my car will be 9 years old. And Sonia, what? You are driving a lot to put that kind of miles on your car. And yeah, I'm hoping that I have the same luck. The day after I bought my car, they called And they were like, do you love your car? And I was like, ask me when it hits 300,000 miles like my old car. I like did not want to give my old car up, but it was not running. So I had to. So my old car had over 300,000 miles. It was a little gold Mitsubishi Mirage and it just kept on going. And I hope that my current car lasts over 300,000 miles. People are telling me since I did get the new job, they're like, get your Tesla. But I don't want to buy a new car until I absolutely need one, until the wheels, I'm going to drive this thing till the wheels fall off. Why not? I don't want that extra expense unless I absolutely need it. And then if Teslas are still like around, because I'm hoping like if in 9 years I only have 105,000 and I'm trying to get my car to go at least 300,000 miles, could I have another 18 years with this car? Yeah, I hope so. And then who knows what cars will be like in 18 more years from now. All right, the big cheese. As far as my knowledge, is it still 400 for this rebate or is it reduced to 200? Neither, big cheese. Stick around and I'll go over those numbers again. I'll share my screen off the most recent article. And again, it hasn't passed, but I'll show you what they're talking about. Joel, I have to lift to Toyota. Also, their luxury division branch, Lexus, and cheap, more youthful attracting branch, Scion. Awesome cars, 300K miles or more easily. But what about the hybrids? Like, that's the thing that I worry about. I do have my best friend's sister keeps buying used Priuses, and those are the hybrids, and they keep having problems with them at around like 80,000 miles. So I hope that I don't. I'm doing all the maintenance, which is something my mom taught me that I should do. So yeah. Has it been approved? If so, when will we get it? Okay, it has not officially been approved. This seems like a good time to share my screen again, and I will go right to that article in the LA Times because now the big cheese is asking and Poison One is also asking. Okay, so the big headline, here we go. The big headline here says, deal reached on plan. So not execution of the plan, but deal reached on the plan for more than $9 billion in gas refunds to California drivers. So I'm just going to scroll because I kind of know where all of this is. It would provide as much as $1,050 to families this fall in a long-awaited financial relief from record high gas prices. The plan would be to provide larger refunds to households that earn less money and include an additional payment for dependents, according to documentation outlining the proposal. And here we go right now. Newsom wanted to get it to us by summer. That didn't happen. Refunds to offset the highest fuel cost of any state in the nation will probably not start going out until October. And that is if it's approved by legislature next week. So October is when they would start going out. So I remember when we first started talking about this, one of my viewers was like, oh, well, we might actually not get this until 2023. So absolutely. That's absolutely a possibility. If they don't even start going out until October, it would absolutely be possible that we don't actually get them until 2023. And that's if it's approved by the legislature next week. Okay, so now we're going to scroll down and I'm going to show you who gets what in October, starting in October. Okay, an individual who earns up to $75,000 a year. So less than $75,000 when you did your taxes, you get a $350 refund. It would double to $700 if you're married filing jointly. And then if you're married filing jointly, you could earn up to $150,000. And if you had a dependent or multiple dependents, that would add an extra $350. No matter how many dependents you get, it's not each dependent, it's $350 extra for all your dependents. So if you're married filing jointly and you have dependents, that would get you that $1,050 that way. the next income bracket, so they've separated this out into 3 different brackets, are single filers who earn up to $125,000. So between $75,001 and $125,000, they get $250. If you're married filing jointly, you can earn up to $250,000, and that would be $500 total. And so again, like basically, whether you're single or married, it's still kind of $250 per person, basically. And then if you have, it says children or any other dependents would qualify for an additional $250. So people in this tax bracket would get up to $750 total. But if you're not married, if you're single, it'd be $250. Married, $500. With children, $750, or dependents. So at the single income level, it's up to $125,000 to get you $250 back. Then there's a third bracket. Individuals. So if you're a single person and you make up to $250,000 a year, which sounds like a whole heck of a lot of money to me, you would still get $200 back. Married filing jointly and your income is up to $500,000, you'd get $400. And if you have dependents, it would give you an extra $200. So the base point is $200. And if you make up to $250,000, $200 is your amount that you would get. If you make up to $125,000, it'd be $250. If you make up to $75,000, it would be a $350 refund. Okay, so those are, and then October is when they're talking about when we would get it. Some of you did lots of driving. You have an attorney service. Yeah, which requires lots of driving. Maybe notary. I sort of wanted to get my notary license. Okay, I'm going to take a sip of coffee. You guys know that means please take a moment and like this video. Joel says the hybrid is very reliable, but the thing to look out for is the need to replace the battery. I forgot how long they last, but more than 100K miles. It depends. I'm starting to read articles that it's any day now I could need a new battery. Do I think gas will increase even more? I think it's possible. Also, we have in California a gas tax, and that is increasing on July 1st by 3 cents a gallon. So we probably won't really notice it when we're filling up. But on July 1st, which is now just like a week away. So guys, go fill up your tank like now. Also holiday weekends, they say gas prices increase. So try to fill up your tank before July 1st. I know that there's some of you that are only putting $20 in it at a time. But I think definitely July 4th weekend, I think we could see really high gas prices. And some other locations are already seeing above, they're seeing above $7. Mel, you feel like my gas is burning more these days just to keep me refilling. Yeah, me too. I feel like it's getting empty faster. The batteries and parts this is on my Toyota Prius C, are getting more expensive. Infinity, haven't seen you in here in a while. Your sporty Infinity Coupe only takes premium. 23 miles per gallon. I really want to put regular 87 in it, but it'll destroy the engine. Didn't you tell me you had that Honda sitting around? Maybe it's time to get that Honda working again, because yeah, man, that's got to be killing me. But is gas going to go down? You need another job. I don't think it's going down. As a matter of fact, July 1st, it's going up 3 more cents a gallon. And then I just feel like right before holidays, they kind of gouge us on those gas prices. Hi, Linda. What if you're low income and fall under the 70K or higher than the 250? Okay, so if you're under 75,000, it's if you make up to $75,000. So you do need to have filed your taxes. I'm not sure yet if there will be a way for non-filers to collect this. It hasn't officially passed yet. So it's up to $75,000. So if you made between $1 and $75,000, you would get $350. And if you made more than $250,000, then you don't qualify. And the amount you get is based on different income levels. So if you made under $75,000, you would get $350 for yourself, an additional $350 for all your dependents combined. It's not each dependent. And then if you're married filing jointly, an additional $350. And then if you make between $75,000 and $1 and $125,000, the amount decreases to $250. And then if you make between $125,000 and $250,000 as a single person, then the amount drops down to $200. I'll do a full video on it with like the clips and everything. Okay. Would I buy stock in oil companies as a backdoor way to get your money back? I don't like to give stock advice. Right now, I'm not. Right now, I'm kind of going with the Graham Stephan method, and I'm just putting money into ETFs where that's kind of like, it spreads your money around lots of different individual stocks. You could, you can do whatever you want with your money, but it's just really hard to say because you never quite know how the stock market's going to behave. And I would think that it would be subject more to volatility due to everything that's going on in the Ukraine. So there's never any guarantees in the stock market, right? Miss Joy says, gas always going up during the summer months. You hate the summer, so you're not traveling anywhere that's hotter than here. Facts. All right. Hi, mermaid girl. Oh, you're beautiful. Your little dog in your profile picture. Yeah, Linda's saying thanks for the info, but it really has to pass to be reality. Yeah, but even like you can see this headline back in the back. It says deal reached on plan for more than $9 billion in gas refunds to California drivers. So even though it hasn't passed yet, they are putting it to a vote next week, or this coming week now, and I do think it's going to pass. Are jobs going to increase salaries? Well, so that's a lot of what the Great Resignation and the Great Reshuffle was talking about. You guys know that I recently quit my job. I increased my salary by $31,000 a year. I do think now we're starting to hear about layoffs, though, as they start to talk about a recession. I do still think now is a good time to look for a job. Lots of companies are still hiring. Don't quit your current job before you find a new one. And lots of cities, they are going to be having minimum wage increases. So the city of Los Angeles, starting July 1st, minimum wage is going up to $16.04. I don't know why the 4 cents, but $16.04. It's not Los Angeles County. It's just if you're in the city of Los Angeles proper, is going to $16.04. I believe in San Francisco, there's going to be minimum wage increases. You can always try and negotiate your salary. I think be careful about that. Talk to your boss professionally and respectfully, but I do think it's okay to try and negotiate for a higher wage. Especially since minimum wage is going up in a lot of places. Like I think hopefully it'll go up, not just for the people making minimum wage, but for the other people as well. But you never know. Every company will kind of handle that differently. But yeah, wages are increasing. So now that's part of why now is a really good time to look for a new job or to pivot into a new career. Okay, Midnight ASMR says lots of companies are not paying very well and not giving full-time hours. Tons of layoffs coming with Tesla, Walmart, Target, and many other companies. Yes, and Tesla has already begun laying people off, I believe. However, like the service industry, you guys, I had no idea how much servers made until I kind of switched jobs. And had I known how much servers make? Servers, bartenders, tipped positions. If I would have had any idea, I think I would have left my job sooner. I am talking, and that's the kind of job where maybe you don't want to work a lot of hours because serving is hard work. You're carrying heavy drink trays, heavy food trays, maybe going up and down stairs with those heavy trays. It is a little rough on the body, but it pays very, very well. So service industry jobs are still hiring. They're still in need of people. I am curious to see what this minimum wage increase does to the service industry because I know a lot of those jobs are kind of having trouble making ends meet. You see layoffs and you're a little nervous about that. Yeah. So, always be open to finding new possibilities. Infinity says you're in the process of fixing up the old Honda. It needs a new starter. So pretty soon you're driving that daily instead. Yeah, go get, honestly, like I feel like you could replace the starter for what it might cost to fill up the tank on your Infinity. So get to going on that. Mel, Midnight just said they're laying off at Tesla. Yes, that is true. Do you guys want to see that article? Let me see if I can find it. We will Google Tesla layoffs. Yeah. Tesla layoffs. This is from 12 hours ago. Is this going to let me read this? I don't know. I don't know if this has a paywall. Ooh, that would be a good thumbnail though. We should save this article. So let me make sure I'm sharing the right thing with you guys here. Yep. All right, here we go. Tesla is laying off workers who only just started and withdrawing employment offers as Elon Musk's job cuts begin. No thanks. That would make a good thumbnail, this Tesla photo. Okay, so, and this article is by Sam Tabariti. I hope I said that right, from 11 hours ago. So this is a very recent article. Tesla has laid off workers who only started at the company months or even weeks ago. An intern had his full-time offer rescinded while a recruiter was let go after just 2 weeks. One employer told Insider they thought their position as a manager made them safe. I read this article earlier, and the manager was really surprised. Okay, anyway, Tesla workers who started their jobs only months ago or even weeks ago have been let go, while others have had offers withdrawn. That was all in the headlines. A number of posts from Tesla employees who said they'd been laid off as part of the cut, while others had their job offers rescinded. A senior employee who had only started earlier this year told Insider, "I was shocked when I was told that I was being let go. Being a manager, I was under the impression that my position was safe." Asked how Tesla decided which roles to cut, he said, "They said that layoffs were based on performance reviews. But that's not true in my opinion, because I had only been at Tesla for a few months and had yet to have performance goals set or a performance review. I asked what metrics they used and they refused to tell me. The process was definitely not fair because I was never given the team that I requested." This is part of the recruiting team. Ian Abshire says, "Damn, talk about a gut punch. Friday afternoon, I was included in the Tesla layoffs after just 2 weeks of work. It's frustrating." Robert Belovopes, I can't say that name. Beloved Skij? Belovodeskiji? Oh boy, I probably butchered that. He was offered a job as a manufacturing controls development engineer, had his job rescinded, and the timing is unfortunate because he was due to start in August. Anyway, so yeah, the layoffs have started at Tesla for sure. But they've been saying that for a little while. And again, I really like that thumbnail. Anyway, all right. So yes, okay, we've been talking for a long time today. So I'll probably go pretty soon. Anyway, it depends on where you live. The service industry jobs are not stable income. Yeah, I suppose that's true. That's what they keep telling us. We have more shifts than I have employees available to work them. You just got a job at a grocery store in the deli department. He mentioned they were having hiring freezes. You start tomorrow. Well, hopefully you're good now. Hopefully you were the last one. Mel, I'm afraid to leave my company because it feels like we're going into recession. Yeah, if you have a job that you like, stay, but always be open to those opportunities, because that's kind of what the pandemic taught me is these employers were disposable to them, unfortunately. Yeah. And so that's why I still want to do YouTube. I know I'm not doing it as much as I was, but I want to keep it as an option. Like I love doing YouTube. I really like going live. I feel like I'm good at it. But I also like having that stable income. Now, here's this. This is interesting. Live your life. First of all, welcome to the stream. Haven't seen you comment before, so thank you. Last hired, first fired, usually. Now, this is an interesting statement because for the most part, I would say that that can be true. But something that made me very worried when I first started talking about unemployment is also the other people that can get hired are the people at the top who make a lot of money, where they think, oh, well, they've been doing this job for a long time, and so they're making the top. They've reached the ceiling of where they can go. Let's let them go and hire somebody that we can get for more affordably. So during the pandemic, that was something that I worried about. I thought, oh my God, am I going to be let go because I'm near the top? Are they going to just replace me with somebody underneath me? And I very much feel like a lot of jobs, the only difference between a general manager and a first assistant manager and a second assistant manager, or whatever they call that structure at the company you work for, where it's one person, then the one below them, and then a couple below them. The only difference in the capabilities of the people is the length of time they've been in the position. You guys have also heard me say, train your assistants to do better than you. That is the highest compliment. If someone that wants to be promoted over you gets that promotion, that means that you contributed to training them to do so well that you gave them all the tools to succeed and to actually do better than you were taught. Like, you give them all the information that you wish you had from the get-go, and you train them to go run with their careers. So a lot of times, second assistant managers, first assistant managers, general managers, the information that they have and the ability to do the job is about the same. And the only thing that kind of separates it is seniority. So that was always something I worried about at my old company was, are they going to let me go because I'm making too much? Mel says performance reviews. That's got to be a lie. And I see Roy's in here. Your friend Debbie's not in today. You have to remember what God has for me it is for me. That's something my mom would say. Keep your head up and stay positive. Most importantly, watch out, there's bears out there. You like it, but it doesn't pay enough with inflation. Do you have a good relationship with your boss? Could you present some of that information? You guys know that I have some collaborations with a woman. She goes by the HR plug, LaShawn Davis. She definitely has some videos out there on how to negotiate a salary. That is true too. Yeah, the people that kind of at the top, that was really something that I was worried about. I was like, are they going to let me go? Do I make too much? Am I replaceable? And I kind of found that the answer to that question is yes. And that's really something that pushed me. Plus, I was out here telling my viewers, like, go try and find your dream job. Now's a good time to find a better job. And there I was, just staying at the same place I had worked for 25 years. So Ready for the World says Newsom exploratory feelers and focus groups about the presidential run for 2024. The gas rebate will really help him, but $20 billion lost in UIEDD fiasco is a thorn if Department of Justice does a full expose. Do you guys still want a video? They recently had some more information about some of those scams with the EDD. We need to stay together as a community. Do you own a lifted truck? Why? Okay, at your company, they kept new people and got rid of people, the older people. Yeah, and that's either because the older people were that making too much. So yeah, sometimes they let you go if you're brand new, but sometimes they let you go if they think they can replace you with someone who will do the job cheaper. And I think that's really why people have been more selective with the jobs that they say yes to in this post-pandemic world we live in. Even for me, like you guys know that I loved the company that I used to work for. I still do. I gave them a quarter century of my life. I worked there 25 years. I don't have many bad things to say about them, except for I think, I understand that they had to get the information to us out quickly. I think it wasn't done with as much sensitivity maybe as it could have been. And it really left people wondering, am I ever going to have a job to come back to? And that's what the pandemic taught us. It taught us how quickly we could all just be let go. And a lot of people's businesses never recovered, and they weren't invited back to their jobs. Oh, you have an amazing relationship with her and they gave you a really low raise. Okay. So look, I don't know what city. Mel, you mentioned downtown. Are you going to be in the city of Los Angeles? Because the city of Los Angeles proper minimum wage is going up to $16.04 starting July 1st. So maybe use that, which is $1.04 raise above the current minimum wage. Could you use that point as a talking point? Find an article on that. I will pull one up for you really quickly. I'm going to share it. We're going to Google. Los Angeles minimum wage 22. Let's see. Okay, 1604. Is this going to be it? This looks official. I'm trying to find a good one. Oh, no, this is too little. Although this is like an official document. So find this document, Mel. I'll drop it in the chat. Boop. Control C. Da, 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 da. Oh, Mel, we're super close. Have we talked about that before? Wait, but your job, not is your job in Culver City? Anyway, if where you work is considered the city of Los Angeles, why is this taking up the whole screen? I got to do my glasses to do this. Anyway, I dropped that link for you if you think it will be helpful. To all employers and employees subject to the City of Los Angeles minimum wage ordinance, July 1st, which is like a week from now. Minimum wage ordinance wage rate increases, blah, 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 blah. The minimum wage rate effective July 1st will increase by $1.04 for a new minimum wage of $16.04. I should bookmark this for myself so that I can do a video on that as well. Depending where a job is in Culver City. And okay, so I know that, for example, you know where the Trader Joe's is, right? Then in Culver City, on Venice, across the street from the CVS and stuff. What is the mailing address? Does it say Culver City or does it say Los Angeles? Because if it says Los Angeles, it might be City of Los Angeles. I can't think of an envelope that I've addressed to Culver City, California. That doesn't necessarily mean it's true. Does it say if I were to mail you something, don't drop your address in there. But if I were to mail you something, would the mail say Culver City, California, or would it say Los Angeles, California? Because I know that there's a lot of stuff that we call Culver City and it's actually Los Angeles. So look into that, Mel. Maybe try and use that as a negotiating point. Because it is just City of Los Angeles, not even the whole county. But that's for you to look at. Okay, guys, we're going to close this out. I'm going to go over the I'm going to go over those income thresholds for the gas rebate one more time, and then we're going to get out. to get out of here today. And I'm going to try to go live tomorrow, but like no promises. My life is hectic. Okay. Should I try the black pen again or go straight for the red? All right. So basically, if you're married or you have dependents, it increases the single amount. So up to $75,000. So that means under also, but you also had to file. You're getting $350. No matter how many dependents you had, that would add an extra $350. If you're married filing jointly, you get to double this total and you get to add another $350 for a total of $1,050. If you make between $75,000, $1, and $125,000 if you're single, that means you'd get $250. If you have dependents, no matter how many, that would add an extra $250. And if you are married filing jointly or just filing jointly, maybe you don't have to be married. If you're filing jointly, households filing jointly, you get to double these figures and that adds an extra $250. Then your income level can be all the way up to, if it's between $125,000 and $1 and all the way up to $250,000. P.S. guys, if you know anybody who's making $250,000, hook me up. Okay. They would get $200 in the gas rebate refund. If they have dependents, an extra $200. Again, that's for total dependents, not each one. And then if married filing jointly, they'd get to double that total and they would get an extra $200. I am single and honestly, like, I don't know where I ended up in my tax bracket. I do not know if I ended up here or if I ended up here. YouTube, last year was a good year for YouTube. This year, I'm going to end up here, but we're going off 2021 taxes. And then again, the date that they are expecting these to start going out, not complete. Remember, they kind of seem to do it like based on zip code and based on when you filed your taxes and all that stuff. Also, try and make sure that your address is current. October is when they say that these are going to go out, but next week is when they're voting. So it's not 100% a done deal yet. Still needs to pass legislature next week. All right. That seems like a good place to end this, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Shelly's Millions. I'm going to try and see you tomorrow. Mel, Culver City, California. I'm sorry, because I don't think that's going to count as city as Los Angeles. But you could still try and use that as a point to negotiate. Like you could say, hey, look, minimum wage is going up $1.04 in the city of Los Angeles. We're really close to the city of Los Angeles. I know that you just gave me a pay increase, but it was kind of small. Well, don't say it was kind of small. Just say, but with gas prices rising, is there any way you can work with me to try and get me a number that's a little bit higher? Live your life. It was nice seeing you in the stream. Haven't seen you before. Guys, if you haven't yet, Webull's giving out at least 2 free stocks. Link is in the description down below. Mel, you do need to deposit at least $1, I believe, to get your free stocks. You can do that. And then as soon as your free stocks settle in the account, you can withdraw your $1, put that back in your regular bank account to get those free stocks. Thank you guys so much for watching. Shelly's Millions. I'll see you next time.